Bernardi Auto, they've got Audis, Hondas, and Toyotas. They are the ones who sponsor who Mazz thinks is a fraud and who's for real. Mazz's tears.
Yeah, those are the tears of a clown.
Mazz's tears.
The second tier. Hold on, let me get my pen.
Mazz's tears.
Dallas. Buffalo. Tennessee.
Mazz's tears.
Third tier. Okay, here we go. Hold on, let me get my pen.
Mazz's tears. 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 Tears.
All right, that time of the week. And we thought since the Kraft-Belichick feud continues that we would do sports feuds, sports divorces. Okay? Mazz's Tears is brought to you and presented by the Bernardi Automotive Group. When it comes to auto dealers, the Bernardi Automotive Group always finishes top tier. They sell and service Acura, Audi, Honda, Nissan, Toyota, and Volvo. Bernardi for now, Bernardi for life. Visit them now at BernardiAutogroup.com. Mazz, what do we got?
Okay, so at your suggestion, I thought it was a good one. We went with sports divorces, or you can call them internal power struggles that ended up in a breakup, however you want to do it.
It'll make sense when we get going.
Yes, and so I just wanted to clarify one thing that, and first of all, we'll take any nominations that we left off the list, as we always will, because there always will be those that we leave off the list, which is fine. But I will just clarify that these are people that had to work together at the time. Okay, this isn't like some sort of rivalry that existed between opponents.
No, it's not Nomar A-Rod or Nomar Jeter. Like
you got it.
Yeah.
You got it, because there was somewhere I was just...
It's not Bird Magic.
Right. Bingo.
Right.
Bingo. Good one.
Thank you.
Because I was surfing the internet, and there is a tendency in this thing to sort of equate it to a rivalry.
No.
It's not a rivalry. It's an internal power struggle or conflict that, to me, one of the determining factors also has to be that someone was forced out.
Hit it.
Okay, someone was forced out. We'll start with Tier 3. I'm going to start from the bottom. Jim Leland, Barry Bonds with the Pirates years ago. Bonds eventually left and went to the San Francisco Giants.
Such a great one.
Leland, they couldn't stand each other. Leland hated him. Bill Belichick versus Eric Mangini.
Ooh, good one.
Okay, Mangini got out of Dodge. Bill never talked to him again. They became mortal enemies. Now, at the time, there wasn't really an internal power struggle, but they worked together, and eventually Mangini was out, and that was it. Larry Brown, Allen Iverson.
That's a good one.
We talking about practice?
The best line in that whole thing, it never gets played. After that whole practice that whole press conference where Allen Iverson at practice, we're talking about practice, Larry Brown came on the podium and did his press conference and said, if he practiced half the amount of time that he just said the word practice, we'd be fine.
Exactly.
It's a great line if you ever go back and look at it.
So Larry Brown ended up getting jettisoned out of Philadelphia. I think he ended up with the Knicks next, if I remember that right.
Yep.
Larry Brown's one of the all-time great coaches in basketball history. But in any case, Latrell Sprewell, P.J. Carlissimo. You remember that one?
The great choking hurt around America.
Oh, we had to split those two up because Latrell Sprewell tried to choke his coach. That is a literal thing a literal happening that many people don't know about. And then again, I put Barry Bonds on the list a second time with teammate Jeff Kent this time.
Oh, they hated each other. I remember.
They hated each other like poison,
Yeah.
Murray. In fact, they were both kind of antisocial teammates.
Oh, they're both a-holes.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, that was a breakup that all of America was rooting for. Because everybody hated both of them.
Those are good ones.
Yeah.
And that's Tier 3.
Okay, that's Tier 3. Tier 2.
Strap yourself in.
Tier 2. Again, I'm reading from the bottom up. Buddy Ryan, Mike Ditka. Those two couldn't stand each other. Ryan ultimately didn't get named
I'm glad you remembered that. I was going to mention it.
He was named wanted to be named the successor, I think, in Philadelphia. Chicago didn't get the job, and ultimately Buddy Ryan went to Philadelphia to become a head coach there. Larry Lucchino versus Theo Epstein.
Ooh.
Now,
Tier 2.
I will say there is a Boston bias on this list for obvious reasons. I'll tell you why I put it Tier 2. One, there were better options on Tier 1. Okay? And secondly, they got back together right away. It was just a matter of months before Theo went back.
Fair enough.
But it was a high-profile breakup. Belichick versus Parcells, the way that thing went down over the years was a massive one. Huge conflict between those two.
Tier 2.
Yeah,
wow.
nice.
And that was a good one, too. I agree.
Seriously.
There were a lot of good ones to pick from. I did want to put some of them on Tier 1 that weren't Boston-based or Boston-related. Belichick versus Kraft, Tier 2.
Tier 2.
This could be Tier 1 by summer.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, by the next story.
So exactly. So this was my distinction, Murray. It hasn't quite gotten to a boil.
Yeah, it's simmering.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like they've come out publicly and completely ripped each other by name.
Well,
We haven't gotten Bill's end of it yet, I feel like, to make it tier 1.
So
okay.
it's bad.
I want to see tier 1 if this isn't tier 1 yet.
Greg Popovich, Kawhi Leonard. That was another one that should have been together. And in the same breath, I'll mention Kobe Bryant and Phil Jackson. Remember, Jackson left and then went back. Okay, but he got so sick of Kobe, he got out of there.
I don't remember that.
He did. He left for about a year.
I mean, there's another one in that era that I remember.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so and that one's on tier 1. That was an all-timer. So we'll go to the top of the list now. I just think these were epic kinds of conflicts against Hall of Fame people, all-timers, all the way around that will never go away. So tier 1, Shaq and Kobe in L.A.
Yeah.
That was an all-timer. That is two of the real heavyweights in their sport.
Kobe, how's my ass taste?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was waiting for this. I wanted to see what tier this had because this had to be on here.
I mean, so I just think the ones on this list are epic. Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones, another massive conflict, Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame owner, Billy Martin, George Steinbrenner, who were like the Ali Frazier of this category.
Yep.
3 different times I think they were together. 3 different times they separated because they hated each other. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, massive. Again, maybe the all-time greats at what they do. Internal conflict. They ultimately broke up. And then Bill Parcells and Robert Kraft. I think Kraft Parcells was more acrimonious than Kraft Belichick.
Yeah.
I mean, they stayed together longer, Kraft and Belichick. For starters, Parcells hated Kraft like poison. Poison. I think there's part of Belichick that says it could have been worse. But Kraft Parcells, that was royal theater.
These are great tiers. Can I give you a couple? I think.
Yeah,
should
go
have been on there?
please. By all, because I said, as I was making it, I said I know there were some I forgot.
Kyrie Irving and LeBron in Cleveland.
Okay.
They hated each other.
Okay.
They had to go their separate ways. And then A-Rod and Jeter.
So did they not get along?
They did not get along, but they never broke up.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's fair.
It crossed my
Okay.
mind, Murray.
Yeah.
I had them on the list, and I said they never separated.
Okay.
And one I gave you for you old Bruins fans, weren't Harry and Don Cherry at each other's throats? Like
So that one I
constantly?
don't know.
Like, I was a little bit. I mean, I was a Bruins fan at the time, but I was also 10. So I can't really. But I thought those two were always at each other's throats.
I half wondered whether we could do just a Boston list. Because then, I mean, you have to expand it, and there are some that are more diluted.
And there's no Celtic one, is there?
Bruce Cassidy and Don Sweeney.
Oh, yeah.
Like there were some there that did not end
Well, I mean,
well.
Harry and every coach you ever had.
Exactly. I was going to say, didn't Pat Burns hate Harry?
Harry and everyone. No, Harry was. Pat Burns hated Mike O'Connell.
Okay.
So that was Pat and Mike O'Connell. That was good. Oh God, yeah. Pat did not like Mike O'Connell, but I thought Harry and Cherry had a bad. Yeah.
Patrick Roy and the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh,
Good one.
Good one.
Very good
Sure.
one, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Very good one.
Jake DeBrusk and any coach who's coached the Bruins.
yeah.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.